Hello and welcome! In this video, we will discover 25 naughty facts about sex. Sex is the most natural thing in the world, and yet it is the least talked about. Sex can make you feel good in more than one way. More than that, people are uninformed about it, and hence, we are unknown to most of the facts that are about sex. The world treats sex as taboo, and goes about doing things without even knowing. A little extra knowledge goes a long way, especially when it is about something as complex as sex. From being taboo to a reproductive process to a pleasurable act, sex can be a lot of things to different people, and animals too. It can help you feel happier, be healthier, and live a longer life. It can also protect against disease and possibly prevent cancer. Here, we explore some of the additional benefits that having sex can give you. But just before, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to download your free book to successfully seduce any girl by clicking on the link in the description below. 1. Ejaculated sperm survives only for a few hours outside the body, but once it enters a woman's vagina and makes its way up to her cervical mucus, it can live for up to 3 to 5 days. An average, healthy man can ejaculate enough sperm in 2 weeks to impregnate every woman in the world. 2. Men have a G-spot. Men have an area on their body similar to the sought-after female G-spot, which, when stimulated, can cause extreme pleasure. The area is known as the prostate and is located right under his bladder, Cosmopolitan reported. It can be reached by placing a finger inside of his anus and moving it in a circular motion. 3. Women think about sex a lot. Society may make women out to be dainty flowers who wouldn't dare have sexy thoughts on their own, but in reality, they think about sex a lot and would like to have more of it. For example, one recent survey found that about 53% of women were not having as much sex as they would like, and nearly 75% of women involved in the survey expressed a desire to make love at least 3 times a week. 3. Your tolerance for nasty things increases during sex. When you're totally aroused and getting it on, your tolerance for any and all things that you'd normally be repulsed by skyrockets, which is really great in some cases because sex can be a little, well, gross sometimes. 4. Ever wonder why it is difficult to urinate immediately after having sex? That's because when you orgasm, an antidiuretic hormone is released in your body. Peeing after sex prevents you from catching urinary tract infections. 5. Lesbians have the most orgasms. Sorry, straight ladies, when it comes to crossing the finish line, lesbians are coming in first. A study that looked at the relationship between sexual orientation and orgasm occurrence found that heterosexual women climaxed 61.6% of the time, while homosexual women climaxed 74.7% of the time, and bisexual women climaxed 58% of the time. 6. Women's voices change when they're aroused. If a woman is feeling sexy and looking to get some action, her voice naturally changes to go along with her mood. Men, however, don't have this gift. 7. Your nipples can give you an orgasm. If you like nipple play, science has some good news for you. Nipple orgasms, or nipplegasms, are real and can be achievable for those who are sensitive to touch in that area. Studies show that a woman's brain lit up with arousal exactly the same as it did from stimulation down under. And according to Men's Health, 29% out of 213 women have experienced one. So science is pretty much saying that playing with a woman's nipples, or yours, can give women the same tingly feelings as a clitoris does. Sign me up! 8. Simultaneous orgasms are extremely rare. Orgasming at the same time as your partner is so rare that most individuals will never experience this in their lifetime. In fact, orgasming at all should be considered an achievement, especially for women. Jezebel reported that roughly 75% of men in relationships always have an orgasm with their partner, compared to 30% of women. 9. Sex can improve memory in women. A recent study found that frequent penis-in-vagina sex can also help improve a woman's ability to remember words and phrases. It does this by increasing the blood flow to the hippocampal region of the brain, and although the same can be accomplished via any aerobic activity, it's far more fun to do with sex. 10. Post-workout is a great time to have sex. Working out releases testosterone in your body and also circulates blood into your genital area. Sex can make you feel good in more than one way. There's the obvious physical benefit and then the less obvious, pain relief. During arousal and orgasm, the hypothalamus in the brain releases the feel-good hormone oxytocin. Researchers found that this surge of oxytocin may actually help women feel less pain, especially during menstruation. 11. Size doesn't really matter. The media may emphasize the desire for larger-than-average penises, but most women would like something a bit more fun-sized in their partner. In fact, one study found that women were more likely to cheat on husbands with larger penises because they associated large penises with pain and discomfort during sex. 12. There are two types of female orgasms. While orgasms are pretty straight up for men, with women they're a bit more complicated. In fact, women can have two types of orgasms, vaginal and clitoral. Though both are enjoyable on their own, when done together, the experience can be quite eye-opening. 13. Having sex also triggers creativity, according to some interesting studies. Have a presentation at work tomorrow? Maybe the answer lies between the sheets. Frequent sex may improve a man's sperm quality, reduce DNA damage to sperm, and increase fertility. 14. Breasts swell during sex. Yep, thanks to increased blood flow, breasts swell by a whole 25% actually. But that's not as weird as this one. Your inner nose swells while having sex. The reason for this is the same reason that breasts swell: increased blood flow. 15. A woman's sexual drive reaches its peak just before her period. Once an orgasm starts, you can't stop it. While you may be able to put off having an orgasm, this is called edging, once it starts, you can't just stop it. That's because once it starts, it's less about the physical aspect and more about the mental aspect of the orgasm. 16. The clitoris is the only part of the body that exists just for pleasure. Of all the body parts, in both men and women, the clitoris is the only one that exists for pleasure alone. While men need to climax and ejaculate to procreate, women do not need to orgasm to procreate. It's actually a mystery as to why it exists if we're supposed to have sex only to make babies. 17. Women are more likely to cheat during ovulation. While I don't advocate cheating in any way, it does make sense, biologically speaking, that a woman is more likely to stray when she's ovulating. She needs to get that sperm somewhere. 18. On an average, you burn 100 calories in a single sex session. Men burn far more calories during sex. Although we love to count sex as a workout, it's actually guys who are really getting the most out of it. While women burn roughly 70 calories during a romp, men burn between 100 and 200. No joke. 19. Men can smell if a woman has just had sex. Although they don't realize they're smelling it, men can pick up on the pheromones of a woman who has just had sex. When they do, they instinctively want to have sex with her. It goes back to that whole competition of planting their seed in her thing. 20. The louder a woman is in bed, the faster her partner will come. If you've ever wanted to speed up a sex session, because it's been going on and you have things to do, just start screaming and moaning loudly. Putting on a very vocal production will have your partner climax in no time. At the time of orgasm, an average person's heart beats at the rate of 140 beats per minute. 21. A man approximately ejaculates 17 liters of semen in his entire life that consists about 500 billion sperm. One man has enough sperm to impregnate every woman in the world. What? It might sound totally bonkers, but a man will produce about 525 billion sperm in his lifetime. So, if you figure there's almost 7.5 billion people on the planet, a man makes enough sperm to impregnate every fertile woman on Earth. Scary, isn't it? 22. There's a reason why penises have a head. The head of the penis, also known as the glans, exists so it can scoop out any competing sperm that might be inside their partner's vagina. With the competitor's sperm scooped out, the man has a better chance of impregnating his partner and procuring offspring. Basically, penises are spoons. 23. A woman's clitoris contains over 8,000 nerve fibers, almost twice of that of the penis. The vagina decreases in size during orgasm while breasts and nostrils swell during intercourse. Just as an orgasm hits, the vagina decreases in size by 30%. Then those contractions start kicking in along the vaginal walls, so it gets bigger, then smaller, then bigger. Well, you get the idea. 24. A woman can orgasm in about 4 minutes through masturbation, but it will still take her 10 to 20 minutes to orgasm during an intercourse. Orgasms can lower a woman's risk of heart disease, stroke, breast cancer, and depression. If you suffer from regular migraines or chronic headaches, you'll be happy to know that having an orgasm greatly decreases pain and can help your body recover more quickly. It could be masturbation, it could be oral sex, it could be intercourse. As long as there's an orgasm, the body is going to release certain chemicals. 25. If you don't orgasm, your genitals can turn blue. Whether you're a man or a woman, if you're extremely aroused but can't manage to climax, your genitals can turn a pale blue and even start to ache. The reason for this is that so much blood has rushed to the area, and without a proper release of that blood, it can cause a bluish tint. It's safe to say that by now most of us know a thing or two about sex, but though we've gained plenty of experience through the years, the primal act still seems like a mystery, and there's always something new to discover. Yes, we spend a lot of time reading, watching, and practicing intercourse, but even veritable sexperts can always stand to learn a thing or two. Sex is a chance for couples to explore their passions, connect with one another, and enjoy the relationship. It also has several additional benefits that are icing on the cake. Of course, to maintain a healthy sex life, don't forget to practice safe sex. Use protection, especially if you're not in a monogamous relationship, and get tested for sexually transmitted infections regularly. Beyond the obvious, sexual intercourse has many health benefits. It can help you feel happier, be healthier, and live a longer life. It can also protect against disease and possibly prevent cancer. Here, we explore some of the additional benefits that having sex can give you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to the channel. You're also free to receive the new book, 9 Keys to Seduce Any Girl, by clicking on the link in the description below.